Okay, thank you. So, okay. Yeah, I have a little delay, like 20 seconds, I think so. Where is my turn? Get through. Where's my? I have so many windows open. Where is my terminal? Terminal. For mix application, do not calculator. Winsters app is this one? Cool. Wow, there is something about your voice. Oh, that's because I need to add the desktop audio. Thank you for letting me know that. Yes, because I need to change my audio. So properties. Wow, this changed. Why is so different? No, properties. Properties. Wow, they changed this. I hate when they change. Audio monitoring device. It should be like 4, 4, 1. Why is so different? What's the source settings? Hmm, they changed this and it's so weird now. It wasn't properties. It's available? Oh, okay, okay. Uh, now should be working. I just add like second one. This audio device one. This audio device two. It should be this one too. Okay, can you speak a little bit just to check if it's working?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, there it is. It's moving.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
hello
okay.
everyone. How are you all?
Audio testing coming up. I cannot find my terminal. What is so difficult to do this? Inbox, volume mixer, not
Yeah, I
set.
can hear myself right now.
Okay, it's working. Cool. Windows terminal. Oh, this one. Cool, cool. I put automatic. Finally, my terminal is show up. Show up. We are going to do this here, and of course I'm going to make this bigger, or like that. Okay, I think we got it. Let me start installing some stuff. So,
Yeah,
we have
can you just
Batman.
put in the Discord also? Otherwise, I have to check it. And there is voice echo.
We have Ito.
Can you share your terminal screen in the Discord?
Oh, Discord. Okay. Hmm. Hmm, 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 hmm. This killed my the camera. Yeah, I need to
Yeah,
change the camera.
thanks.
Okay, I need to fix the camera on the on the on the live stream. Because I got your head, like your body, putting the changing the configuration.
It's
Again,
fine. It's happened sometimes. But yeah,
yeah.
we tried it from new
The,
Discord. It is for our first time.
should be more like 300, a little bit more, 400. Yeah, 400 is okay. And from bottom, something like that. Too much. Yeah, I think it's good. Yeah. Okay. No, better. We're improving with this. Okay. So one last thing, I think I need to install at least Podman. So okay, so far we want to do like a wrap up from for using Helm, right? That's the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so the good thing this is new, so we can go like totally new on this. Um, sorry. This is we are in a spring, and allergies are killing me. Okay, so this session we are going to do a wrap up what we need to work with Helm, and hopefully, well, I don't think so. We are going to do a little test about using Helm, but for a start, we need um, to install what we need. So Arvin, you're the one who are being like uh, um you're the one who is taking all the knowledge here. So what tooling we need in a Linux system to work with Helm from the beginning? Give me the tips. I will be installing it.
Uh, we first need kind for the minikube,
You think we need
and
kind?
after
I have two questions.
for installing Cove control kubectl.
Yeah,
According,
what is kind?
uh, kind is like we have npm for the node and the front end projects. It is like is kind is like the package manager for Kubernetes.
Okay, remember, kind is Kubernetes in Docker. It's just it's just that. Well, they say Docker, but at the end is in container, right? It's self-containing installation of Kubernetes in containers. Okay, that's kind. Yeah, okay, Kubernetes in Docker. So if is if kind is Kubernetes in Docker, what do you need before trying to work with Kubernetes or kind?
Uh, we need a virtual machine type of system or like WSL2
We need
for running it.
we need a way to execute containers, my friend. Remember, Kubernetes is a container orchestrator. So you are going to orchestrate container, but by default in a Linux system, you don't have like containers installed or a way to work with container. So the first thing you ever need in your system is a way to run containers, and that's today is usually is just Docker or Podman, like in the main the most popular one. Okay, so
Okay.
we are in, well, this is Ubuntu, so let me install Podman in Ubuntu. Should we work with Debian? But I hopefully Ubuntu already have Podman on these systems. So let me check that. Not password again. Don't do this to me. Uh, my God, I'm for sure having like big issues with my passwords. Okay, reinstate and I'll locate package Podman. Okay, by default I don't have Podman on Ubuntu, but it's supposed to be on 2010. That's weird. That's super weird. But if you don't have it, I can download it from list. Okay, we are going to do this. Okay. Anyway, if you need to like install Podman, I'm going to drop links over here. But at the end, remember that always there is always a documentation to install it on any system. So look at the Podman documentation. There is like pretty much for all the Linux system, and get get your distribution, your package installed to use containers. Okay, so on this guide they say, okay, just install Podman with the package manager. But if you don't have it, just update like your repos, download the latest configuration, just update your system and try it again. Okay, so
Okay.
that's what I doing right now. Okay, just installing, updating, and upgrading. Hopefully, we are going to just have Podman. Well, remember, I in the last videos I've been doing, I'm always using Podman. Some people don't like Podman because it's a little harder to use. But it's harder to use because Podman is not a root daemon. Okay, is all the opposite is daemonless, rootless. That means it's not a service on your computer, so it's more light. It's just a binary that you execute when you need it. And additionally, it's rootless. So you are not like giving high privilege to this service to do stuff. Okay, remember, this is too dangerous. Like running containers with a service that has the privilege of root of your system, and he's given at the end can give access to your root environment inside your Linux subsystem to your containers, especially if your containers are running with root 2. So if you have root on your container and you have like root for your service that is managing your containers, you can eventually open a bridge for someone to get into your system with root privilege. So that's is a very important thing. And usually people work with container. It doesn't care. Like I see a lot of I think most part of the containers that are public work with root permission. So it's a scary thing today.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's totally different from the Docker that it contains a Docker daemon, the server side. But Podman is pretty much straight like a binary file that we execute.
Okay. So this didn't get it. What's that? I think I missed a comment. Sorry for that. Yeah, because I didn't execute the OS release, so I didn't get in the version. At the end, I didn't get what I needed for the. But it should be like more. Okay, well, so step one, container. After that, yeah, totally. If you have like a container, Podman or Docker, you can install a orchestrator like Kubernetes. Okay, and this uh, kind, kind is going to create like it's going to download the control plane in a container version. most of the enterprise tool and platform that is over the market are working like that. For example, OpenShift is just install OpenShift like running containers of Kubernetes, the control plane and all the itself, like Kubernetes itself is containerized. Okay, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we have a mix. Like some components were in container, other were like in images, but today is like completely in images. The cool thing about that is today you can update Kubernetes cluster easily. That is the one of the reason because today you can, for example, update a Kubernetes cluster, for example, in OpenShift, you just have like a button, because at the end you're managing your installation just with the version of the images. Okay, so you can just need to have a coordinated version of all your images, and everything is going to be fine. So Podman is already in use. Okay, we already have Podman. Yay! I made it while I was
Nice.
talking, and that is a really challenging thing for a guy. So good for that. After that, yeah, we are going to jump up to kind. So next step, kind. Go kind. Well, kind is a really common word, so try to kind Kubernetes. It's inside
Yeah.
of the Kubernetes domain. So if you are in kind in another domain that is not Kubernetes, just be aware. So kind is in kind sites case.io. Remember, case is the short name for Kubernetes. The documentation is super easy to get. To get started and installing this, so I'm going to send in the chat too. I don't remember if this record the chat. I think so. I think it records the chat when you look on demand this, so it's going to be useful. For the installation, it says if you have Go, you can use Docker install and Go model 2, and I need the quick start installation. Sorry. Oh yeah, so painful. I always in spring is a really bad time for me. Okay, so I'm just downloaded. I give the execution permissions, and now I'm going to mute. Usually you have like user share, or you can use like user bin. I need sudo for this. Well, there's always like a good places to. If you're just working this in a local environment, like user bin is going to be okay. If not, probably you will need to put it on user share, something like that, or a place for your libraries where it's safe to put a binary for everyone. Okay, but at the end, just need to check that you have the binary of kind working. It's not a service, so you don't need much to get work. So we have kind, cool, 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 cool. So
Wow.
this is super easy to do. Why not people, everyone in the world use this kind of tools? It's so easy. It's so damn easy. um, and lately we
Uh,
were we were using, like in the last session, the version of kind with the registry. Usually nobody tells you that you need a registry with to work with containers, but it's the better option, because if you don't have a registry, like a server registry, a service registry, you're going to be fighting to distribute your images on every node where you are trying to run an image. So if you have like a centralized service of images, it's going to be easy, because it's your cluster, your Kubernetes cluster is going to say, okay, every time I went to a node and I want to deploy an image, a container image, I know that I can get it from this register. If not, he's going to try to look at locally. So if you don't have it, like you need to like pretty much um, downloading and exporting and importing on every node. That's not really nice to do. So try to get to have your race, okay? So kind registry local registry. Okay, so
Now we have to install Helm.
sorry.
Now we have to install Helm.
Pardon me, I didn't get it. Sometimes just the people who is going to check this video, sometimes it's hard to me understand because I'm not native English speaker. So sometimes I need like 3 times to understand what we are talking about. So sorry for that. If I ask too much,
Uh,
it's just because of that. Okay.
no, it happens to me also.
Oh, it's complaining about Docker. Yeah. There is a nice package that calls Podman Docker. Um, it's a package that the only thing it do is make aliases for Docker to Podman, and that way you can like execute any command like it was Docker. Okay. What was the name for that? I'm going to do. Let me try to. What is it? I think I killed my terminal. Cool. Let me open another one. PowerShell stuff. Okay. Let me open a new one because I killed that one. So, what was doing? Oh, Docker. Let me search. So, I don't know Ubuntu, so I'm going to use like apt-get, apt-get, and Podman. Mm, search. Sorry, I need an operation. You don't have a search really? Wow. apt-get. Search for Ubuntu. Oh, you realize I usually am not an Ubuntu user. I am a Fedora user or Rail user. So some commands I'm not so used to it, like Debian or Ubuntu. Searching a bit of software packages. As Ubuntu, so it says apt cache search. Really? Why not get search apt
I think we have
cache?
installed the Podman.
Yeah, I want to look for the second one that is Podman Docker, but I think we don't have it. You see, we have like Podman Machine, Podman plugins, Podman Rootless, but I'm looking for Podman Docker. I'm just going to create an alias. What the hell? Go. So alias and Docker equal Podman. So Docker command Podman. Yeah, okay, it's working. I just wanted to install the another thing just because I don't know, just because I wanted, but we can do that. So let's create a new file that is going to be a cluster. The good thing about using Kind is you have like a manifest for your cluster, like all the definition for the cluster, and you can reuse it or improve it. So we're going to say like cluster local registry dot YAML, and this is going to be the definition for our classes, so you can save it in your repo, and next time you need to do it, this is going to be like working. Oh, this is the ESH, sorry, it's not the channel itself. is an SH. So we're going to move this because it's a script. To this, oh, idiot, and there, like that. So now it's an SH. I'm going to give the execution permissions there, and now we can execute this like that. Why you say it's not Docker on? I have my alias. I think it's because my alias are not on context. So I'm missing command, Podman command, missing like yes, yeah. Right now I don't know in this script, so I can change my script. I'm going to add that line, magic line about the alias. Docker equals Podman. Okay, there is a mate. In Linux, when you execute an script, if I create an alias, that alias is on my user context. Okay, so if you create and you launch like a script, this script is not necessarily going to have like everything you have on your context. So it's useful if you're going to use like, I don't know, environments or stuff like that. You just set it directly in the script to be sure that it's going to pull out. So what is happening here? Errors, Podman. If you see group related error, you might know system property delegate yes. So kind rootless. Yeah. So I am in a Linux subsystem on Windows. On Windows, your Linux subsystem has C groups. Is like your subsystem is restricted about how you use it because at the end you're on a Windows, so you can have like a security issues over that. So it's saying me like, okay, you cannot use kind in a root way. You need to use it in a rootless way because the C groups restriction are not um, letting kind to install in a with the privilege with root privilege. Okay, so there is a way to install in a rootless way that is putting this property about delegating yes. So it's like saying, okay, um, I'm not going to administrate the permissions. I'm going to delegate it to the system. Okay, so that's the way you can install Kubernetes cluster in a rootless way. Okay, but we are in like in on time right now, so this is like to get it started, and I think it was nice to see how to use Podman like Docker, um, and the cases where sometimes you're going to use a Kubernetes cluster in a rootless way. I think that's is really root for everything, like root for my install, for my Docker, for my Kubernetes, for my container, and it's super easy. But one important thing to the people who is going to use containers on his work on enterprise context, you're going to face a lot of issues like this, where you're not going to have like all the privilege. You're not going to have like a root account. You're not going to have like access to everything. um, and that is a really tough thing to resolve. For example, I have a projects on banks, on financial services, and it's super hard to work with Kubernetes just because of this. And even more, in a distributed cluster, it's super hard to have all the information encrypted, all your certificates protected, all your internal cluster communication with TLS, for example, stuff like that. So trying to wrap up a little ideas for this session can be useful for you, Arvin, and for anyone who is going to watch this. Um, you need to go deep dive because there is a lot of additional configuration and work to do over a Kubernetes cluster to make it safe and can be used in an enterprise context. Okay, uh, like Kind or Kubernetes by default is not something that you can use it in a big company for saying something. Um, that's why there is a platform like, for example, like cloud providers or like OpenShift, just because there is companies that are working to try to solve all these issues, security issues that they are not issues. It's just because Kubernetes is just giving you the tool for orchestration. It's like your responsibility. If you want to need a safe connection between nodes, it's your responsibility. So when you need all packages about the tool and the security and the tooling and the integration and stuff like that, that's because there exists companies that offer this his version of Kubernetes, because there is a lot of additional work and post configuration and tool integration to make this kind of platform um, give confidence in an enterprise context for people who is, I don't know, buying something, who is giving his personal information and stuff like that. um, yeah, that was like my wrap up. um, this is like the third session we are trying to get into an app deploy. I'm sorry to for starting over, Arvin, but at least it's fun for me to have this session and I don't know, do a little hands on, you know.
Yeah, it's a great idea to revise the that we use because we solved the issue in this problem in today's session, and it's super good.
You know, can I give you a task, Arvin?
Yeah, uh,
This is going to be fun. Can you try to make a easy way to uh, start from the scratch in a Linux subsystem and install Docker or Podman and Kind and create the cluster? Can you try to do like a little script or a little utility to do that?
okay, I will try it.
Try it. It's, I don't know, maybe it can be fun for you and at least you're going to learn. But the context is like you're having like a new laptop with Linux on your hands, and somebody just want to use deploy an application inside a local Kubernetes cluster. So here is Arvin with his wonderful tool that you just execute it and give you all you need to work. That will be fun. Okay, and we can use it
Yeah,
because in the next session I am going to start in a new server, so I can try it. You want to try to do that?
yeah. How to do that in the new server? I have to uninstall all these
No,
setup.
try locally. Try locally, and yeah, I can give you access to this server if you want to like have a server to start from scratch. And after that, I can reset everything. You want to try it
Yeah,
in that way?
that that's a great idea.
Okay, let's do that. I'm going to be fun, and next time, next session, we can check this tool. Maybe someone is wanting to join and help to get it better. It will be welcome. Okay,
Yeah,
cool. We are on time, so this is a fun session again. Always really fun to have you, Arvin, and see you on the next session. Thank you for being here. Have a good day, my friend. Bye bye.
bye. Thank